Throughout the several years it's been on air, history's Mountain Men has never failed to deliver some of the best stories of people with lifestyles widely different from what's regarded as normal and so very interesting. The reality show Mountain Men is the best proof of that, as it recounts people's off-the-grid lives in the mountains in the most interesting and educational ways. A pair of iconic Mountain Men stars were the father-son duo Kyle and Ben Bell, whose adventures in an almost isolated area of New Mexico reminded audiences of the importance of family bonds and of passing down important knowledge to the next generation. Unfortunately, the Bells left the show after the fourth season and haven't been seen on TV since then, prompting their fans to wonder where they are and about their life after the show. If you are also wondering what happened to Kyle and Ben, then just keep with us. Kyle Bell and his son Ben debuted in Mountain Men's third season, which premiered in 2014. Back then, the child was only 10 years old, but on his way to learn more about life in the woods from his father, who took it upon himself to teach Ben and viewers how to start a natural fire, defend themselves against venomous snakes, and prepare for a tough winter season, among many other useful things. They lived in Cimarron Valley, on the outskirts of a small town in New Mexico where risky encounters with nature aren't a rare occurrence. While it's unclear why Kyle and the young Ben didn't appear in Mountain Men following the fourth season's finale, they tried to keep relevant for some time after the show by launching a YouTube channel and website, survivalsense.net, on which they promised to share content about survival and various resourceful tricks to use in the wild. Unfortunately, they didn't update the platforms after launching them, with the website's domain eventually being put on sale in 2024. Not much news about Kyle and Ben's whereabouts is known nowadays, as neither man has any active social media. However, there's nothing else for us to do other than to wish that they are safe and healthy somewhere. Despite keeping a mostly toned-down public life since their exit from Mountain Men, Kyle and Ben Bell made a couple of appearances afterwards. Firstly, in April 2016, the father and son were interviewed at Utah's PrepperCon Expo. The survivalist-centered event had Kyle and Ben talking about their experience in Mountain Men and their insight on survival hacks and tricks. Shortly after that, the pair shared a video on their then recently opened YouTube channel, Survival Sense, prompting their old Mountain Men fans to keep up to date with their blog. According to them, Survival Sense would showcase their valuable knowledge about traditional survival skills for people to learn how to make it out alive from any experience that keeps them away from the help of modern appliances and technology, including physical. One important detail about Survival Sense is that, according to its now abandoned Facebook page, the family wasn't based in New Mexico, but in Arkansas. However, it's unclear whether the Bells switched their location permanently or temporarily. Ben had started his own YouTube channel in 2015, on which he shared a handful of videos about his life and adventures in the wild. Sadly, the channel hasn't been updated since March 2018, making it extremely difficult to trace Ben's whereabouts since then. Long before Kyle and Ben rose to fame as stars of Mountain Men, their family was already well known in New Mexico because of their business, Folsom Outfitters. The company was focused on guiding hunters to handle tough weather conditions and unknown geography to catch bulls, elk, and deer. There are several online posts about Kyle and his wife LaVon, who managed Folsom Outfitters alongside him. According to a promotional post from the early 2010s, the Bells provided lots of accommodations on their private land near the Rocky Mountains. In 2011, another post by a photographer named Tim Keller also praised Kyle's work as a business owner, affirming that he'd moved 100 Texas Longhorn cattle from Texas to his land in New Mexico. While many longtime fans of Mountain Men might remember that Kyle's outfitter job was mentioned during his appearances in the show, the majority surely don't know that he was so successful away from TV. Unfortunately, the current situation of Kyle Bell's business is also unknown. starting in 2017. A thread on the forum site TexasBowhunter.com collected many mixed opinions about the service of Folsom Outfitters, with many forum users affirming that he was late for appointments and failed to accommodate people's schedules, among other negative aspects. The most concerning posts about Kyle were his alleged alcohol addiction, but there's no way to confirm whether this was or is true, although this may explain his aforementioned attitude. Not everything was negative, though. As seen on the website Texas Hunting Forum, Kyle and his associate Will Stringfellow offered complete and compelling services to people hunting in the early autumn of 2017, hinting that the negative experiences attested by other users weren't necessarily the norm. In 2016, Will Stringfellow, who was also briefly appearing in Mountain Men, started a shop, Willow Bend Trading Post, and has kept it active ever since. However, there's nothing which hints that he might still be working with Kyle these days. In the end, Folsom Outfitters was shut down sometime after 2017, and any updates about Kyle's business and whereabouts on the aforementioned forums stopped in 2018. There's no denying that Mountain Men has been one of the most successful and long-lasting shows in the niche of nature-centered reality TV. Following its premiere in 2012, the show gained followers worldwide for its interesting and compelling approach to life off the grid, and every challenge that people face to achieve it. Besides Kyle and Ben Bell, there are many stars from the show who have now left. Some of those are Charlie Tucker, Rich Lewis, Jason Hawk, and Margaret Stern, among others. Those whose run with the show has lasted the most are Tom Orr and Eustace Conway, though the latter surprisingly left after the 12th season finale in 2012. On his part, the iconic cast member Marty Maiorato surprisingly returned to the show in 2024 to take part in the 13th season, having left the show after the 8th season and been part of the series since its premiere. Overall, Mountain Men is still going as strongly as ever, but it seems unlikely that Kyle and Ben Bell would return to it anytime soon. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.